Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of NASCAR Chase for the Cup 2005. It is the Treasure Lake 200 at the Levi Strauss Signature Speedway as we are short track racing on a Saturday night. 10 races to go in this custom scheduled truck series season on NASCAR 05, and then on to the Busch Series we go. The championship battle has ever more been increasingly intense, and more so because of the last race. An 18th place finish, tied for the worst finish of the year for our driver Bobby Hamilton Sr. Played a bad pit strategy overall in what ended up being a caution-free race at the Texas Motor Speedway. With the race going caution-free, it definitely came back to bite him in that 18th place run. And that dropped his points lead from 108 to 33 points now over Carl Edwards. Not only that, but Carl Edwards had a massive points day, getting the win in Bobby Hamilton's 18th place run, narrowing that points lead up. Just like that, he gained 75 points in one race. And now we're going to have to see if he can keep the pressure on again here today. Was not a perfect qualifying effort by any means for our driver, Bobby Hamilton, but it was a qualifying effort nonetheless. 15th is where we're going to be starting in this race. The truck was very, very tight qualifying. I tried to loosen it up into the race. I haven't practiced with it since I loosened it up. We'll see what we can do. I honestly don't feel too confident about this one with the speed in the race truck. And that's not really a good thing to say when you're this late in the season battling for a championship. Also, Brandon Witt has got a shot all of a sudden. He's only about 100 points out at first. He was about 160 back. So top three all within one race worth of points. All three of them have been so strong this year. It's going to be amazing to watch as this season comes forward. So, yeah, without further ado, like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content as usual, and we'll get this race underway. Patrick Shadley, welcome first into the chat as well. Green flag is in the air. We're underway at the Levi Strauss Signature Speedway. A very, very treacherous short track on this game. They're already fanning out 3 wide into turn 2 on a track that we probably shouldn't be seeing 3 wide today. And there's already contact in the first turn as well. Or first lap, I should say, in turn 3. It's a 3-turn triangular half-mile racetrack with no safer barrier. That just spells disaster. We went caution-free in the last race at Texas. I don't think we're going caution-free in this one tonight. Bill Lester is in the lead after the first lap was already led by somebody else out at the front of the field. We got trouble already in turn 1. One truck has blown an engine and is trying to get to pit road. It's Brandon Witt. Major championship implications on lap 3. Hamilton ran into the back of another truck really hard. That was 3 wide on the outside off the exit of turn 3 as Brandon Witt's going to be able to get into the pits. Hamilton loses a ton of positions now as he files himself back in line on the inside. And another truck in the wall off the exit of turn 2, overrunning the corner right behind Hamilton. Hamilton's still dealing with a very tight race truck right now. So Brandon Witt, the third-place driver in points, who closed in over 60 points himself with a third-place finish, or I should say second-place finish, at the Texas Motor Speedway. Led some laps in that race as well. Unfortunately, is out and done for the day. It's going to be a last-place finish for him if he can't get back out on the racetrack. Contact between Matt Craftsman and the 135 truck in front of Hamilton. Hamilton's going to send it into turn 3, trying to get to the inside of the 6. I just wonder where Carl Edwards is running in this race right now. Major drama already in the early going of tonight's race. I was wondering why everybody was so slow off the exit in turn 3. We got another slow truck as there was nearly a crash. It's Mark Handel in the 107 who has blown an engine. Hamilton races by. We have had absolute pandemonium in the first 8 laps already tonight at Levi Strauss Signature Speedway. Of course, a fantasy track on this game. Gave Hamilton a few extra positions out of that. He saw the contact, and then he saw the smoke trailing from the car on the inside. That was the 107 of Handel. Handel will finally get into the pit lane. And he'll get there unscathed. R6, welcome into the stream. It seems like the truck is really tight from middle off. It's not bad on corner entry. Once you get into the center of the corner to the exit of the corner, it's really bad. Bill Lester already dealing with lap traffic, and it's only lap 12 because of all the stack-ups we've seen because of the two drivers blowing an engine in the early going of tonight's race. Hamilton's gained 2 spots from the start. That's it. He's in danger of losing one that he has already gained. And he makes a little contact with Doug Thompson. Hamilton made a mistake. He crowded Thompson way too much there. It looked like Thompson overdrove the corner just a tad himself also. I just think, though, that maybe Bobby Hamilton could have been ahead of this if he could have qualified better, though at the same time, he might have qualified about as good as this race truck can be. He's only losing time since the start of this race to race leader Lester. Bill Lester still searching for his first win of the season. He was close a lot at the beginning of the year, then he hit a slow stretch here over the last handful of races. He's had 3 DNFs in the last 8 races. Kind of fallen out of the hunt for the championship that he was in at the very beginning of the year. Now that we're in the midway point of the season, he doesn't really have much of a chance. And I say midway point, but it is also late in the season at the same time. This is race number 14. We only got 9 to go after this. And a season-long championship. Again, 33 points is all that separates Hamilton and Edwards into this race. And I'd have to assume Edwards is outrunning Hamilton right now. I'm not sure who led lap 1. I know it wasn't Bill Lester. So Lester didn't even qualify on the pole. A lot of racing going on up in the traffic ahead. Definitely tell they're a lot slower than, say, Doug Thompson or even Bobby Hamilton for that matter. They've closed in on Shane Kirkland as well. Thompson trying to get to the inside of Kirkland, and instead he gets knocked out of the way by Bobby Hamilton, who was tight on the exit of turn 2 and clips the 124 truck. I think Thompson kept it off the wall, luckily. And now Hamilton to the inside of Kirkland. Through 1, into turn 2. He'll clear Kirkland with a clean pass. But Hamilton nearly gets into the wall off of turn 3. Not up in that gray area. Kirkland up the track overdrive in turn 1. New leader, Casey Cook at the front of the field. Remember, he won the season opener at Daytona. Still in the top 10 in the point standings. Trying to get his second win of the year on a non-super speedway. This is very much a skill-based racetrack. One that track position is going to mean a lot, obviously, as well. Difficulty in passing at such a tight, narrow racetrack like this. Surprised Hamilton hasn't hit the wall yet. Just how tight the truck is. It's only going to get worse and worse as the run carries on. I'd have to assume this is scheduled to be a 1 pit stop race today. Obviously, that will be dependent on cautions going forward. DB Forever 85, welcome to the stream. And there it is, Hamilton's in the wall. And he's going to give that spot right back up to Kirkland. And he's going to cross him over into turn 2 to the inside. And he's going to clear Kirkland back cleanly. Had about 4 inches. Yeah, we only had some snow flurries here. I didn't even know we were supposed to get any snow flurries. Basically been flurrying all day. It's not accumulating. Hamilton actually nailed turn 1 beautifully. Barely clears Grimsley Off the exit at turn 2 for 12th place. Casey Cook hasn't lost the lead since taking it away from Bill Lester. Oh, contact! Ace Johnson and Bobby Hamilton in turn 2. And Johnson gets up into the wall in the aftermath of it. I'm sure that's not the last time we're going to see any sort of contact today. Bob Spear got a little tight in turn 2, open up the bottom. Hamilton's in the top 10 for the first time in the race. Already to lap 30. That's one thing. These laps are flying by, with it only being a half mile. That last lap was actually Hamilton's fastest of the race so far through the first 30. 17.571. Troy Perry to the inside of Chris Sweeney. That's an opportunity that Hamilton's going to have to get around the 192 now, assuming Perry can pull clear. And he does. Hamilton follows, and he's up to 9th. No clear Sweeney with a clean pass. Hamilton just trying to figure the track out, trying to figure his truck out. Of course, the first and only time we're racing here this season. Hamilton overdrives 3. Was on the brakes off the exit of turn 3 just to keep it off the wall. And he probably lost about 5 or 6 truck lengths alone there to the back bumper of the 116 truck of Perry. Turn 3 seems to be the worst corner right now for Hamilton. Turn 2 probably his best. He arcs it off right. He can go full throttle through there every time. Even that time he didn't arc it off perfectly. He still went full throttle. Ooh, Perry missed turn 1. If Hamilton was close enough, he could have gotten underneath him. Perry widened. Turn 2! Oh, heavy contact! Nearly turns the 116 truck right around off the right front of Bobby Hamilton. Hamilton to 8th place after the contact. Slowed them both up, but obviously Perry got the worst end of it. You can see the smoke from the aftermath of it. You can't even see going into turn 3. Waiting for that to clear. Cerebral Assassin, welcome to the stream. Hamilton's just struggling with this race truck right now. I don't think he's got anything for the leaders. I know he's inside the top 10, and he's moving forward position-wise, but he can't get that interval under 5 seconds. May need some help with some lap traffic. If you're just tuning in for the first time, like, share, and subscribe, of course, as always, for more daily NASCAR content. Actually, Bobby Hamilton just ran a 17.539 that last lap. That was his fastest lap of the race. Back that up with a 17.605. But anyway, we had some crazy racing in the first 10 laps, to say the least. On lap 3, championship contender Brandon Witt blew an engine. His first DNF of the season now. Came into this race just barely over 100 points out of first. That's going to hurt him if Edwards and Hamilton can get decent finishes. At the bare minimum, they will definitely pull away from Witt and maybe a 2-horse race for the final 9 races of the season as far as the championship hunt is concerned. Edwards' top 5 streak is still alive as well. Only 1 finish outside the top 5 for him this year. Hamilton's top 5 streak came to an end 2 nights ago at Texas. In the last race where he finished 18th, tied for his season worst finish of the year. Have to go back to the season opener at Daytona where he also finished 18th. But he still got a 33-point lead. And really, the main difference is the fact that Hamilton's got 7 wins versus Carl Edwards has 2. Edwards, of course, winning at Texas on top of the fact that Hamilton finished 18th. Poor pit strategy for Hamilton in a race that went caution-free, and he wasn't thinking he was going to go caution-free. Ended up backfiring on him. I said that I don't think this one's going to go caution-free with all the carnage we've seen so far. Between that and then we had another driver blow an engine, which was Mark Handel in the 107 truck on lap 8. So 2 drivers blew an engine first 8 laps. Got a little contact in turn 1 now between Richards and Baker. Richards bobbling. He's going to clear Baker at least. You can see the donut on the left side of Baker's truck. Hamilton sends it into turn 1. Richards goes way up the racetrack, overdriving the corner himself, and Hamilton might be able to get around both of them into turn 2. He's going to clear him, but he's going to put himself in the wall in the process and give the spots right back up again. And again, back to the inside of Richards. Baker got around Richards as well. He had to check up behind the Ford truck who put himself in the wall in turn 2, trying to make the aggressive pass. He cleared the race truck cleanly, but he obviously got back in the gas way too soon. Baker crowding and making contact, moving himself out of the way, basically. And he did not give Hamilton any room there. Scott Bush looking to make a pass now. I'm not sure if he's on the lead lap or not, as well as the truck he's trying to pass. 113 going to go a bit wide. Nearly 3 wide off the exit of turn 3. We don't want to do that here. I doubt that that's going to work. Hamilton going to use the lap truck as a pick to get by the 113, Hugger's Orange race truck. Hamilton 4.3 off the lead. Heavy lap traffic around race leaders Bill Lester and Casey Cook right now. Quarter of the way home. Scott Bush overdriving turn 2. Look at Hamilton close. Into turn 3. Hamilton guns it to the inside. Oh, big block by Bush. He nearly turns himself. That was a close one. Bush again going wide in turn 3. Hamilton to the inside. Contact between the two. Hamilton to 5th. Like I said, we have seen a lot of contact in tonight's race. You have to watch the fenders on it, knowing it is a short track. We're probably going to see more contact. I want a DNF if you're Hamilton, especially knowing that Witt is out of the race already. And he has not seen Edwards yet, so that tells me Edwards is in the top 5 and is looking for 13 straight top 5s this season. The only non-top 5 for Carl Edwards was the season opener at Daytona. It's unbelievable the consistency he has had. Restall Cup, welcome to the stream. You'd have to assume Edwards is going to have a bad race eventually. We're thinking that Brandon Witt might have been able to get off scot-free until he blew an engine at the very beginning of this race. Again, he didn't even make it 3 laps before having to come into the pit lane. He's still there. Now, if he does get himself back out on the racetrack, he has the potential to pick up more points. If he could just run 5 more laps, he would finish ahead of the 107 of Handel, who DNF'd 5 laps after him. I think it would be beneficial for Witt to get back out on the racetrack because that is a spot up for grabs if they could get that engine repaired. And there is a lot of lap traffic right now in front of Bobby Hamilton. The leaders have already got through it. That's what slowed him down so much, and I can see why. Right front tire in the yellow right now for Bobby Hamilton. Not quite halfway on fuel yet. Now he's halfway on fuel. 17.503, that second to last lap was the fastest now for Hamilton. Andy Lyman using the bumper right now on Barry Wilder to try and make a pass for position. Hamilton to the apron in turn 2. Driving it in as deep as he can. Gets around Wilder. He's on the inside of Lyman. Both were lapped down. But both were cleared cleanly by the Ford truck. Little stack up off of turn 3. Hamilton finds himself on the outside now. Almost made contact with Lee Anderson in the 121. Hamilton got to get back down to the bottom lane. They're nearly 3 wide into turn 3 up ahead. They are 3 wide. You're going to have to be careful. On the front stretch, they're still 3 wide into turn 1. Very, very tight racing going on in front of this giant group of lap trucks. Got some faster trucks and some slower trucks just trying to make their way through. Hamilton's taking it a little bit lighter in the corners in case there's a wreck in front of him because he needs to miss it. Anderson to the inside of Sprague. Hamilton going to take it. He thought about taking it 3 wide, and he thought better of it. And he overdrove turn 3, and he couldn't even get to the inside of the 16. This track is so difficult. Sprague with a big block. Hamilton overreacted and put himself in the wall. Nearly lost the bottom of the racetrack in doing so. Now he gets to the inside of Sprague. Sprague is a lap down. Contact into turn 3 up ahead. I think Chad Chafin was trying to use the bumper on the lap truck of Robbie Young. Not sure if Chafin's on the lead lap or not. And now Chafin's going to be moved to the outside lane, it looks like. Couldn't tell who by. Hamilton almost again in the wall. 66 laps on these tires, and he wants brushes. I think Sprague might have clipped the inside wall into turn 1. Definitely overdrove the entry of the corner because I saw him jump up the racetrack. Hamilton's not going anywhere right now. Chafin going to get moved up the racetrack again. Oh, man. Anderson just ran right into the side of Bobby Hamilton off the exit of turn 1. Hamilton was clearly there. Now Hamilton gets loose into 3. And he cracks that wall. The inside wall, that was, not the outside. Drives it under Wesley Schmidt. Nope, that's Ryan Carter. 64. Schmidt's in the 117. Not even sure who's in 4th place. Hamilton's passed a lot of trucks since moving to 5th, but none of them have been for position since. Oh, and he makes contact with his teammate Chafin, who's a lap down right now. I want to see that between teammates. Chafin's still stuck on the outside. Now he finds his way back on the bottom. I know Hamilton owns the race team, but still don't want to make contact with your own driver. Bumper tag now with Adam Bell in the 123. Hamilton's starting to get really loose in turn 3 on entry, and I'm not sure why, considering how tight he is in the middle off still. Contact with some trucks behind him. I think Chafin got knocked back to the outside again. Hamilton gets the drive in the center of the corner that time as he's underneath Adam Bell. 3.6 to 3.7 seconds off the race lead. He has cleared Bell with a clean pass. A little bit of clean air on the nose of the race truck might help for now. Not sure how long he's going to have it for, though. Casey Cook has led for a long time. You got to give that 177 truck some props. He took the lead away pretty early in this race away from Lester, and he has led every lap since. Hamilton again in the wall off the exit of turn 3. All but the left front and the yellow as far as the tire wear goes so far as we're creeping in on the halfway mark. 24 more laps away. 25, excuse me. And we'll get there. Robbie Young went really wide. It's Benny Allen in the 110 who goes up the middle 3 wide. Hamilton's going to let Allen go. Wanted no part of it. He is able to get around Young, but so is Allen. Hamilton to the inside of Allen in turn 1. Pretty good corner for Hamilton. Drives to the inside. He'll clear Allen. Again, not for position, though. They're all lap trucks that he's passing. Hamilton, I don't think he's missed a corner as bad as he missed that one. That truck never even turned to the bottom of the track that time. Slides it into turn 3. Clears Robbie Young. 4.3 seconds back now. I don't think Hamilton's been closer to 3.3 seconds off the lead so far. 5th place is still a good points day, but considering Edwards is likely ahead of him in the running order. Unless Edwards qualified behind Hamilton, that's really the only way that Edwards would not be running in front of Hamilton, because we have not seen Edwards yet in this race. We only have 2 trucks out. Grimsley, we know for a fact, is a lap down. I know Bob Spears a lap down to 152 up there. Not sure about John Wood in the 50. He may potentially be on the lead lap. Grimsley overdrives turn 1. And now the left front's in the yellow as well for Hamilton. John Wood just ran Bob Spear way up the racetrack. It might have been for holding him up or something. They never made contact. Wood missed the corner so badly, and now Hamilton's got a chance to get around Wood. Wood is also lapped down, so he's probably battling 152, potentially for position. Though Wood might only be 1 lap down versus Spears, I know for a fact, is 2. Hamilton's going to have to let Wood go back by him. He blew turn 2. Now he's wide in turn 3. Another truck got to get to the inside. It's Bob Spear. Hamilton was so far on the brakes for so long into turn 1. And he still ended up in the wall. You almost may have to consider short pitting if you're Bobby Hamilton, trying to gain as much time back as you can on fresh tires. But then again, if a caution comes out, you're in a much worse situation than what you are now, because you gotta think you want a shot to win this race, but at all costs lose the least amount of points you're going to lose possible. If Carl Edwards is, say, running 2nd place and you're going to lose 20 points to him, you're still going to have the points lead going into the next race, and I think you got to take that with a top 5, even if it means that you're likely not going to win this. And we could hope for a caution yet, too, because we haven't even seen a yellow, and I'd be shocked if this one went caution-free. Although we have seen a short track go caution-free this season back at Milwaukee. That was a 1-mile flat racetrack. Spear way up the track, and Hamilton still got into him. Spears like, what the heck, I gave you so much room, and Hamilton still clips him. Truck was tight qualifying, it's still tight in the race. Tried to loosen it up, and I'm sure they're going to try to loosen it up again when they end up making that first and only pit stop. Gonna have to. I mean, it's the only stop of the day, and you better hope that it's gonna work. But you don't want to swing it too much, because if it gets too loose on, say, the longer run, as the tires wear out instead of tight, you're not going to be able to move it back. Especially at a track like this where track position means a lot. I know the tires mean a lot too. But I'd almost take track position over tires. Whether you're the fastest truck or the slowest truck. Or right in the middle. Sad Sharks, welcome to the stream. It's been a day. Oh, hopefully it can take maybe some of the, put some ease on whatever pressure you've been having today. Green flag pit stops are starting at lap 97. Race leader Casey Cook, one of the first to hit pit road. That gives the lead temporarily back to Bill Lester. I think Hamilton's going to stay out as long as he can and hope that he gets 5 bonus points for potentially leading the lap. There's Carl Edwards, so Edwards is in the pit. That was a spot. So Edwards still has not yet led in today's race. That's good for Hamilton. Lester will pit this time off of turn 2. Giving the lead to Aaron McGee in the 163. That will give Hamilton second place. Now Hamilton's waiting on McGee to pit. And who knows, maybe we get our first caution of the day in the middle of green flag stops. 1/8 of a tank of fuel left for Hamilton. McGee stays on the racetrack another lap. Giving up on your YouTube career after many failures. Just not on this account. Another account too. I saw your comment about having or changing your name or had another account. Who are you exactly from before? I thought I remember Sad Sharks being in your name before though. But then you threw me for a loop with the comment. Yes, this is a fantasy track. One of the fantasy ovals. That last lap, by the way, was Bobby Hamilton's first lap led of the race. He has stayed out long enough to lead a lap. He has 5 bonus points. Now he is just staying out as long as he possibly can for one reason and one reason only, and that is to hope for a caution that would trap most of this field a lap down. Not every lead lap truck is pit. They're 3 wide off the exit of turn 3. There's a ton of traffic up ahead. Far enough ahead of Hamilton that he feels comfortable where he's at with nobody around him currently. Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, thanks for the reference. Hey, I hope so too as far as the commentating career goes. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I'm not discouraged at all. I'm very grateful for where I've come with this channel so far. Because, I mean, honestly, when I started this, I was doing it like once or twice a week there for a couple months. Wasn't really doing anything consistent. Just kind of doing it for fun. And I still do it for fun. But there's more incentive now that I've done it as long as I have, and I've built an audience, and you guys like watching this and listening. Hamilton's scraping the wall left and right. Hamilton's got a 1-lap lead on the field. I think everybody has pit after Matt Crafton just pit that last time by. Hamilton will race by to the outside of Crafton as he's getting up to speed still. Lap 110. Bobby Hamilton going to pit this time by. He didn't get the caution he wanted. 91 laps to go. He'll pit. He was able to lead some laps. Enough for 5 bonus points. 70 miles per hour is the pit road speed limit, as it is on every track in this game. Wedge adjustment coming up right now for the wedge and an air pressure adjustment. Actually, half a round of wedge going to be taken out of the car, and 2 pounds of air pressure will go in. So an air pressure and a wedge adjustment for Bobby Hamilton Sr. First and only pit stop of the race today for himself. He is the last truck to hit the pit lane. Hopefully these adjustments are going to help loosen the race truck up that he can maybe compete. Because as of right now, 5th place seems to be about as fast as he can go in this race. Hopefully he didn't give up too much time, staying out a little bit longer than everybody else. So he's still in 5th place. He didn't lose any positions, but he did lose about 3.5 to 4 seconds of actual time to the race leaders. And Bill Lester, believe it or not, cycled ahead as the race leader. Casey Cook led when the pit stop started, and Cook even pit a couple laps before Lester did. So that's pretty shocking, to say the least. That tells me that Cook probably caught a lot of lap traffic when he came onto the pit lane, wasn't able to create any sort of an advantage despite having fresher tires. That Lester might have just had that fast of a pit stop as well if he was close enough within the vicinity of him. Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't know. Never mentioned anything about it before. I had no clue you were a fellow YouTuber. Got banned in 2018. Not clear why he got banned, but pretty discouraging. That's a bummer. Looks like there was another slow truck that just hit the pit lane. It slowed Lester down just a bit because he was 7 seconds ahead of Hamilton. Now it's down to about 6.2. Looks like Benny Allen potentially in the 110. It was either Benny Allen or Bob Spear that just blew an engine. It was tough to tell exactly which one it was. It was one of the two. Dark Crypto, how's it going? Crafted way up the track. Schmidt went even wider. Crafton drives by Schmidt. Hamilton now to the inside of Schmidt, makes the pass on him. Not quite clear yet. Crafton going to go way up the racetrack. Hamilton gets by. Surprised that this one's still here and the other one got banned. What, your current YouTube channel? Somebody report you or something that maybe you said something wrong or something in the comment section? I don't know. Or you were making explicit content on YouTube, but it didn't sound like it. King Brutus Hudson, welcome to the stream. Bill Lester has caught some extreme lap traffic. Has to have, because Bobby Hamilton has gone from 7 seconds off the lead to about 4.7 seconds off the lead. He's still in 5th place. And he's probably got about 10 lap fresher tires. So that could help a little bit. Of course, he lost about a 3 to 3.5 second deficit to Lester, because he was the last one to pit. But he was able to get 5 bonus points if he can't get to the lead on speed in this one. He wanted to guarantee him that Because up until this adjustment change, he did not have a fast enough truck to compete for the win. Contact up ahead. The 191 truck tried to move whoever it was that was in front of him, and they stacked up big time 2 by 2 now into turn number 3. Still caution-free. This could be the second straight caution-free race of the year. It should be the first time we would go back-to-back caution-free in races. And it would be the 4th caution-free race potentially of the season as a whole. Bobby Hamilton is making up time one way or another. Whether it is help of lap traffic or maybe the adjustments made during the lone stop of the race has loosened him up enough. Added 2 pounds of air pressure. Half round of wedge got taken out of the race truck as well. And this truck is gripping up, at least on the short run, pretty well. Even with the traffic around him, he's had nothing but traffic this entire race. To the inside of Billy Wilson. Slides it into turn 3. Just really got to hope that it doesn't get super loose as the tires wear on, because he will have 90 laps on these tires by the end of the race. We've also had a long enough green flag run, you almost wonder if you may pit again. I know track position, like I said before, probably means more than fresh tires in this race, I'd have to assume. If we don't have many trucks on the lead lap, why not? Well, there's Carl Edwards. Hamilton has just passed the second place driver in the point standings. Edwards still has not led yet. 3 wide with Edwards in the middle now in turn 3. Edwards battling his way out of it, trying to at least. And here's Casey Cook, who actually fell back to 3rd. Hamilton to the inside of... Looked to the inside of Cook. He couldn't quite get there. He's got the lap truck of Anderson to deal with. Contact there. Any chance at a max points day? I doubt it. I only led for maybe 10 laps at the most. Bill Lester's led more, and I think Casey Cook. I mean, Casey Cook's probably led over 60 laps. I don't see us leading that many. I mean, we literally have to get to the lead in the next couple laps. That's not gonna happen. Still 2.8 back, but we are closing. And obviously, we'd have to win too. Which outside of just staying out longer than everybody else for green flag stops, we haven't led a legitimate lap under racing conditions yet. Real racing conditions. Only strategy. But Hamilton's truck has come to life. They have made the right adjustments. They didn't make the right adjustments from qualifying into the race. Better, but not great. But now into the race, Hamilton is up to 3rd. Edwards is still in 5th. You can see Aaron McGee in 2nd, just up ahead. 2.5 seconds ahead of McGee is Bill Lester. A lot of lap trucks, though, still between Lester and Hamilton. And it looks like on the track map, Hamilton has a lot more lap traffic to deal with than Lester. So we'll see if that was maybe the reason that Hamilton was gaining. But Hamilton couldn't even compete with Edwards or Casey Cook, who dominated the first half of the race earlier. And now Aaron McGee is on the outside. Contact behind him between Wilder and Young. Chad Chafin put the bumper to Aaron McGee as well. Moved him to the outside as his teammate Bobby Hamilton closes in. He's trying to help his teammate out by racing the 163 truck. Now Chafin's going to stay wide and let his teammate get to him. Wilder to the inside of McGee, and the lap trucks are not helping Aaron McGee whatsoever. Hamilton. Oh, man, leans on McGee. Might have rubbed him into the wall, and Hamilton's up to 2nd, but now his teammate's going to get underneath him of Chad Chafin. Chafin with a big block on his teammate. Hamilton still in 2nd, though, and McGee finally gets to the bottom. Casey Cook's all over his back bumper as Hamilton looks to get back around his teammate Chafin. Chafin's holding him up now. Chafin's loose in turn 1. 2.8 seconds off the lead for Bobby Hamilton. He's lost a little bit of time the last couple laps despite gaining positions. Casey Cook is going to drive back into 2nd as Hamilton almost gets into the wall off turn 3 and to lift. Oh, nearly trouble behind. Chapin about got turned off of the front bumper of Casey Cook. Hamilton just overdrove turn 3 terribly. That was pretty bad. McGee trying to get back around Cook for third. Lester's got a 3.9 second lead now. And Lester trying to win his first race of the season. Been a while since he's come close, but he has come close a few times. You never know. Brandon Witt DNF'd. He's in the top 5 in points, I believe. Maybe Edwards and Hamilton have a DNF in him, and that could get Lester back in. Caution for the first time today. Lap 146. Well, that changes everything. Bengals just beat the Raiders. I was watching that game when I got home. Oh, championship implications, major crash. A flip on a half-mile short track. Edwards gets T-boned hard into the wall in turn 1, and the 18 gets popped on his roof. That's Chad Chafin, who we just saw moments ago, battling with Bobby Hamilton, and now Hamilton is going to pit. Maybe. We passed the pit lane. Hamilton is going to pit for 4 fresh tires. He feels that there's not that many trucks on the lead lap, and there's still just over 50 to go. He is going to pit and get some fresh tires. He's going to keep this adjustment. No adjustment changes will be made this time. We'll see if anybody else will pit. Big crash in turn 1. Bringing out our first yellow of the race. I did not think we were going to see a flip today, but I did think we were going to see a caution. Again, that is Chad Chafin, teammate of Bobby Hamilton, off the front bumper of the 99 of Carl Edwards. Edwards second in points coming in. So now 2 of the top 3 in the point standings have either DNF'd or wrecked tonight. Hamilton is coming in. I don't see anybody else on the lead lap coming in. Now the lap trucks will line up to the inside of the lead lap trucks on the restart. Damage is on in this game, yes. You can kind of see some scuff marks on the back bumper right rear corner panel. What? Pace car better not lap us. I hope it doesn't throw us a lap down for pitting the lap after. That's going to be interesting, honestly. I really hope we're not a lap down. I've never seen it where we skip pit road and then pit the following lap. That usually doesn't happen. I'm scared. Are we a lap down? Talk about championship implications. Well, green flag back in the air. Only 12 trucks on the lead lap. Hamilton is still one of them. I don't know what the crew chief is talking about. 3 wide into the first turn. Hamilton's just going to get out of the gas. He does not feel that they are going to be able to make it. There are a lot of trucks ahead of him, though, even though he is in 12th. And that's because a lot of them are a lap down. 3 wide into turn 1. Again, contact up the racetrack. It's like Adam Bell and Doug Thompson make contact. Obviously, a lot of track position was lost considering that he could have been in second place. Another big stack up. Turn 3, multiple trucks making contact. Hamilton's now 3 wide with Doug Thompson in the middle. I probably shouldn't have pit. I thought it was going to be a wise decision. I didn't think there were... I honestly thought there were a little bit less than 12 trucks on the lead lap. Like, 12's not bad, but because of the lap trucks lining up on the inside, it makes it a lot more narrow than it needs to be. And Hamilton's got to go because Lester's got clean air, and Hamilton nearly gets wiped out by the 108. Oh, contact and nearly another wreck. Out of the rear view of Bobby Hamilton. Tell you what, Lester had nearly a 4-second lead, and that was not a caution he wanted to see with just over 50 to go on the restart. Hamilton does have about 40 lap pressure tires, though. Oh, contact. Craftsman nearly gets turned off the front bumper of Shane Kirkland. Allows Hamilton to get to the outside pretty quickly. Or inside, rather, pretty quickly. Making some passes. Clears Craftsman off of turn 3. Craftsman a little loose. Almost overdrove it into the inside wall into turn 3 as well. Pass for position for Bobby Hamilton somewhere along the line because he's up to 11th. A lot of the trucks he has passed have been lap trucks so far since the restart. 3 wide in front of him in turn 1. Ace Johnson, Doug Thompson, and John Wood. Wood gets cleared. Hamilton to the inside of Wood. Still can't quite clear the 50 yet. Wood probably going to battle Hamilton pretty hard. Six degrees for the Buffalo Bills game. Burr. Wind chill's probably even colder considering it's at night. If they got the winds that we've had today, it felt cold outside earlier. Went into work this morning. It was only like 12 degrees. But it's super windy. I bet the wind chill was definitely single digits. Hamilton back inside the top 10 with the pass on Thompson. But again, the laps are clicking by very, very quickly. Looking for a move underneath Ace Johnson. Johnson may be a lap down. I know Baker's a lap down. Johnson is not. He is on the lead lap. But I do know Baker's a lap down. Hamilton up to 9th place. Drives to the inside of Baker. And Baker actually for position. Never mind. I thought he was a lap down. I guess not. 3 wide off the exit of turn 1. Travis Quaffle making a bold move. I've seen 3 wide more than I thought we would today, and I'm surprised we haven't seen a big wreck off of that. Though we did have a big wreck. Anytime you see a flip on a short track, you know something crazy happened. More contact. That time they made contact 3 wide. That was Scott Bush and Jason Powell, who got together. That allows Billy Wilson to get to the inside of both of them, and they merge into turn 3. Powell's still stuck on the outside with his teammate of Chris Sweeney underneath him. Hamilton thought about taking it 3 wide, thinks better of it. He's trying to be patient and get through these guys cleanly because that's the quickest way to get through, but at the same time, he's got to go. He's still just under 4.5 back, and we only have 32 laps to go at the line. 3 wide off the exit of turn 3. Sweeney in the middle. Wilson on the inside. On the outside, rather. Hamilton is on the inside. Hamilton gets through it. All lap trucks, so he's still in 8th. Feels like -6 in Buffalo. Yeah, like I said, Burr. It sounds cold. Just hearing that makes me want to throw myself in a furnace. Metaphorically speaking, of course, not being serious with that. The worst part about pitting is that Edwards is ahead of Hamilton right now again. There's another pass for position on Scott Bush. Hamilton to 7th. 29 to go. He is running out of time as Bush just overran the corner. I don't think there's any more lap trucks in front of Hamilton, though. I believe they're all in the lead lap. .9 off the lead. trying to get around Troy Perry. Desperately. Off the exit of turn 3, Hamilton to the inside of the 116. Now into turn 1. Clean pass for 6th. And knowing it's this late in the race, they are not going to wheel over and just let Hamilton go. Maybe the lap trucks, if they catch any more lap trucks the rest of this race. We'll alternate through the different camera angles in the late going. So it was a scheduled one stopper. Hamilton pit the second time. He's got 40 lap fresher tires. He's trying desperately to get through the field. I don't think he had a fast enough truck to win the race even after the adjustment changes. He was fast enough for second, but Bill Lester's on another level tonight. But the fresh tires might be the great equalizer. The problem is he gave up track position from second back to 12th on the restart, and a lot of lap trucks on the inside and a bad restart on those first few laps as Hamilton was stuck on the outside. Made a bit of contact here and there as well. Oh, contact now with Travis Quaffle in turn 1. Nearly turns the 24 truck. Hamilton does not need that. He's got to get going. Contact stalled him out a bit more again. And there he goes to the inside of Quaffle off the exit of 3. Can he make the pass? Yes, he does. Edwards going to crowd and block off the exit of turn 1 on Hamilton. Edwards in 4th, Hamilton in 5th. These are the top 2 in points. 20 to go. The only laps Bobby Hamilton has led all night long was the 10 laps, roughly 10 laps. I don't know exactly how many he led, but it was in the middle of green flag pit stops because he stayed out longer than anybody else, hoping for a caution and to get 5 bonus points, thinking that he might not have had a chance to get back to the lead. In hindsight, really, that was the right call if he doesn't get back to the lead because he was able to get bonus points out of it. And it didn't hurt his position any in the long run. Ended up getting a caution anyway. But Hamilton cannot get around Carl Edwards. Into turn 1, he drives it deep. Edwards goes wide. Edwards makes a major mistake. And now there's a battle for second. Hamilton clears Edwards in turn 2. Up the track goes Aaron McGee and Casey Cook. That opens the door up for Hamilton to get to the inside of Cook quickly. Sends it in turn 1. He clears Cook for 3rd. And he's all over the back of Aaron McGee for second, 1.8 seconds off the lead. 16 to go. And lap traffic is going to be caught by Bill Lester at some point. McGee goes wide in turn 3. Hamilton gets a great cut to the bottom. Side by side for second with 15 to go. Into turn 1. Hamilton's got the spot. 1.7 back off the lead. No lap trucks yet between the top 2. And the race is on. 40 lap fresher tires for Hamilton. He hasn't led a traditional green flag lap in this race today. It's going to be a wild finish. Who's going to get through the lap traffic better, though? Will it be Lester or will it be Hamilton? Because so far it's been Lester all day long. And Hamilton has struggled. A lot more clean air, though, right now for Bobby Hamilton versus Bill Lester, you'd have to assume. Hamilton is absolutely digging right now. Lester has caught Richards in the 106. Oh, Lester goes wide. He makes contact with Richards in turn 1. They're still side by side. Lester gets held up by the very first lap truck he catches since the restart. Richards gives plenty of room, though, for the second place truck of Bobby Hamilton to get underneath him. Hamilton's clear in turn 1. Lester to the inside now of Lee Anderson in the 121. 9 laps to go, this time by. Oh, Anderson just pulled a block on the second place truck, though, of Bobby Hamilton, and Hamilton's got to sit and wait for at least one extra corner. Now Anderson gets loose in 1, opens up the bottom for Bobby Hamilton. Hamilton trying to make the pass. He's going to have to send it into turn 3 to try and get around Anderson. He does get around him, but he gets back in the gas too soon. Up the track he goes, down the block, trying to keep Anderson behind him as Anderson overdrives turn 1. Pressure's off from behind. Now the pressure is on the 22 of Bill Lester. 7 to go, this time by. Lester goes wide in turn 3, and Hamilton gains a huge amount of time, about 2 truck lengths there. Hamilton with a big run in turn 1, and he's right there. Lester trying to get his first win of the year. Into turn 3. Hamilton gets tight. He's going up the hill. Lester holds on for now. Lap traffic not done yet. Lester again goes wide in turn 1. Even going wide in turn 2. Five to go. Might be able to use one of the lap trucks as a pick. Oh, this is not going to end well. 3 wide. Lap truck of Sprague is on the outside. And again, Lester holds on. He did not get picked behind Sprague, but boy, Hamilton tried to pick him. 3 to go this time by. Hamilton has been all over his back bumper for a little while now, but he has not been able to make the pass. Contact with the lap trucks up ahead. Both Lester and Hamilton had to check up in turn 1. Lap trucks are trying to stay out of the way while they're racing each other. 2 to go this time by. Lester into the middle lane. Hamilton just can't get to the quarter panel of Bill Lester. I don't think Lester's going to catch another lap truck after he gets around the 119 of Grimsley. Hamilton lost him that last lap. He's got to charge. Coming to the white flag. No cautions on the final lap in this game. It's checkers or wreckers at Levi Strauss Signature Speedway. Trying to get Bobby Hamilton one last shot into turn 3. Trying to intimidate Bill Lester. It's not going to work. And Bill Lester holds on to win at Levi Strauss. Unbelievable. Hamilton put up a fight at the end, but he just ran out of time. And Lester beat him through the lap traffic when it mattered the most. Thriller, but the lap traffic just didn't have it Hamilton's way. And the lap traffic never really costed Hamilton or Lester. It probably costed Lester more time, but Lester was just able to get to the bottom a little bit better. Man. Good points day, though, for Bobby Hamilton. A rebound after an 18th place finish a race ago. He'll expand the points lead on Carl Edwards by at least a little bit with the second place finish. Edwards has a great run, finishing 3rd, but his top 5 streak will come to an end. After 12 straight top 5s, it's still 13 straight top 6s for Carl Edwards, but the top 5 streak is over. Still 13 straight top 6s is pretty good. I mean, let's be honest. Man. It's a little frustrating that we were that close, but honestly, Bill Lester dominated this race, though. He deserved the win. 1 caution for 3 caution laps, only 7 lead changes. Lester qualified on the pole. He finished first. He led over half the race, 109 laps led. Hamilton led 10 laps. The only 10 laps were in the middle of green flag stops. He stayed out longer than everybody else, hoping for a yellow. He didn't get it at that time. We did get one later in the race. Ended up pitting. He wasn't second on the restart. Would have been second on the restart. Instead, restarted back at 12th. And he ended up having a shot at Lester there. He got to his back bumper with about 7 laps to go. At least he had a chance, but he just could not get the bumper to Lester. Every time I would get so close to the inside of him or so close to the corner panel, I couldn't quite get there. So even if I tried to use the bumper, I just couldn't get there. I was so close. But, yeah, honestly, second place, I'll take it. It's frustrating that we got that close, but honestly, I think it's only frustrating to me because of how tight the points are, and I want every point possible. And we just came shy of the win. Aaron McGee led 3 laps today in the middle of green flag pit stops as well, finishes 3rd. Travis Kvapil 4th after qualifying 24th. Casey Cook led 78 laps, getting a top 5 finish. Edwards didn't lead a single lap in finishing 6th. Neither did Troy Perry. He finished 7th. Scott Bush 8th. Jack Baker 9th. Aaron Johnson rounds out the top 10, and 12 trucks finished on the lead lap still, as we saw in that last restart. See who all DNF'd. Brandon Witt, Mark Handel, Bob Spear, and Hank Grigsby were the only drivers that DNF'd today. 4 engine failures in this one, and Brandon Witt came in 3rd in points, just barely over 100 points out. He finishes last today, only made it 2 completed laps. That is a tough break for him. As now he's going to need Edwards and Hamilton to DNF if he's going to want a shot. Chad Chafin flipped, still finished the race, finished 23rd. And Carl Edwards, I know his top 5 streak came to an end, but the fact that he started Carl Edwards started 7th, finished 6th, but remember, he was involved in that accident. I don't know who he got turned by in turn 1. But he got turned, hit the wall head on. As he backed down the racetrack, Chad Chafin, Bobby Hamilton's teammate, hit him in the left front and just flipped. He turtled himself right up and over. Chafin was on his lid, sliding in turn 2, and still finished 23rd, all things considered. A couple laps down, and probably a very slow wrecked race truck there at the end, but he trudged on. Now we'll take a look at the updated point standings following this race today. Sorry I wasn't looking at your guys' comments a whole lot there towards the end. I was really trying to focus. The battle was intense as it could ever be. But glad to see you guys were excited there at the finish. I saw a bunch of stuff going on. Finish. You guys were enjoying the race. Hopefully you enjoyed the commentary as well. Again, like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. We do the live commentary on the daily. Yep, we'll check out the championship standings before we get out of here. 9 races to go in the season. The next race will be the Cheese Wheel 200 at the Old Spice Speedway, our second of 3 road course races on the season. And it will be the second different road course we've ran this year. We could do race at Watkins Glen a second time for that 3rd road course race, but this is the only race at Old Spice Speedway. 133 laps. That's going to be a long race. So Hamilton does increase the points lead by 25 points in this race over Carl Edwards, a 58-point lead between 1st and 2nd. Very tight battle with just 9 races to go. Again, Hamilton's only got 2 finishes outside the top 2 this year? If I'm not mistaken, I think we finished 2nd or better in all but 2 races, but the 2 races that we finished outside the top 2 were 18th, both of them. Carl Edwards, in 14 completed races, has 13 top 6s, 12 top 5s, but a 6th place finish today. And I don't remember where he finished at Daytona. I don't know if he had a top 10 or not, but obviously 2 bad races for us versus potentially 1 for him, and that's the difference. And that's the fact. I mean, we have 7 wins, and again, all but 2 races have been top 2s, but Edwards is finishing right there, either 1st, 2nd, 3rd. If we're not winning, Edwards is winning. And then if Edwards doesn't win, he's finishing right behind us 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and we're only gaining 10, 15, 20 points on him every race, if we're gaining at all, again. And obviously another big thing, one of Edwards' wins came when we finished 18th at Texas. That was the big thing. Because that one race he would have finished bad in the season opener at Daytona, we also finished bad in that same race. We actually finished worse in 18th. It's going to be a very, very tough battle down to the championship. Like that, we're going to the Glen twice. Good track. Too bad NASCAR's drive there now. I'm not sure exactly what you meant by that. It is definitely a great track. I highly recommend going there in person too. Area surrounding the track is awesome as well. So Brandon Witt still is third in points, but he's 224 back after the DNF and the blown engine today. Travis Quaffle is only 26 back at him, and Bill Lester, that first win of the year. He's top 5 in points, as I mentioned. Now that he's got that first win out of the year, maybe he can start clicking it away. Lester's DNF 3 times this year, too. And the fact that he has DNF 3 times and he's still top 5 in points, I know he's 267 back, but I mean, he could very well. He's been just as consistent, really, as the top 3, except for the 3 races he did not finish. Quaffle's had a silent but good year in 4th. He hasn't won yet this season. Casey Cook has a win. He led a lot of laps today as well. So, with Lester winning, I believe that gives us 5 different winners now this season. Yep, 5 different winners. All right. Well, that is going to wrap things up today. My point is just that used to have IndyCar and F1, but yeah, now there's none of that. IMSA does race there, though. They usually have a 6-hour endurance race at the Glen. Yeah, there you go. You just right after I said it, or as I was saying it, you mentioned that IMSA goes there too. All right, that is going to wrap things up here tonight. Everybody, again, like, share, and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. I will see you tomorrow. We're going to have a couple of different events going on tomorrow. Number 1, we will get that premiere out at some point tomorrow. Probably going to shoot for tomorrow night for the premiere for NASCAR 21 Ignition. We'll have an afternoon live stream as well. So we'll have the premiere, NASCAR 21 Ignition, career mode premiere will go 8 o'clock tomorrow night. 8 o'clock tomorrow night, we will have that premiere at Richmond for NASCAR 21 Ignition. Next step of the career mode. We will have a noon live stream tomorrow of the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series 2002. Once again, just like we did last night. And we're going to wrap up the regional series season. It is going to be this is a tight points battle, but so is that. We are 10 points back with 7 races to go. And we're going to run all 7 of those races tomorrow, as well as finishing out the local series championship as well. We pretty much have that on lock. So tune in tomorrow for that at noon, and then at 8, I'll see you guys in the premiere doubleheader tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody.